Hi everyone and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today's DIYs are all about White Christmas. To get started on this easy Christmas tree frame, I gave it 2 coats of white Rust-Oleum chalk paint. For this project, we will be using the front of the frame, which is the shadow box part, and the first thing I'm going to do is stuff it with some cotton balls. Now I'm grabbing this mini wreath that I found at the Dollar Tree, and it's full of pine cones that have been spray painted gold, and it is so pretty. So I'm going to remove a few of these pine cones, and then I'm just going to fit them in between the cotton balls here and there. Now I'm going to grab my pearls from the Dollar Tree. All of these are actually from the Dollar Tree. I just have them arranged by size. And I'm going to be using the biggest ones, which are the 14mm pearls. And then I'm going to be fitting the pearls in between the cotton balls. And this is where I bring in my glue gun, because I know that's where I pretty much want things to sit. And then I'll be just hot gluing the pearls to the cotton balls and then the cotton balls to the frame itself. For the stump of the Christmas tree, I will be using one of these napkin ring holders, and I'm also going to be using 2 cotton balls that I am unrolling completely and just hot gluing around the napkin ring. Then all I had to do was just attach the napkin ring to the bottom of my Christmas tree. To get started on my frame, I'm going to give it 2 coats of white chalk paint by Rust-Oleum. When that dries, I'm going to grab some baker's twine. And because I don't have a big needle in my supplies, I always make my own little needle. I'm just grabbing a 20 gauge wire. I'm going to bend it in half, squeeze it kind of tight right there where I bent it. And I'm just going to feed beads through this. And it works, you guys, and it's safe. And if you don't have a needle and a pinch, this works really nice. For this project, I used 8mm beads, and I put about 15 of them on my baker's twine. To get started, I'm taking the ending of my twine and hot gluing it to the back of my little Christmas tree frame. Now I'm very unstrategically at all wrapping my twine around the Christmas tree, and every time I come in the front, I just leave a bead or 2 on the string to make sure that it's in the front, and then just tie it in the back. For the trunk of this Christmas tree, I will be using the most famous candle holder known on this planet, which is the Dollar Tree candle holder. And I just gave it 2 coats of chalk Rust-Oleum paint. And now I'm just making a simple bow with 3 loops on each side with the same twine I used on the Christmas tree. And then I'm using a big piece of twine to bring the bow together and then attaching it to the candle holder. Today's video is part of the White Christmas collaboration that I'm hosting with some amazing DIYers. DIY with Amber, a perfect place to start, Crafty Leanie, Love My Babies Forever, Texas Girl DIY, Queen of DIY, and Creations by Favi. I already painted this Christmas tree with 2 coats of chalked Rust-Oleum paint, and now I'm grabbing these ornaments. They're $1.98 for 6 of them, which makes them 33 cents each, and they are so super cute. I got these at Walmart. I'm going to take the little bow off for now. We're going to use it at the end. And I am cutting off that little ribbon that it came with and putting it to the side for now. I'm going to start by decorating the bottom. I'm grabbing some of these pieces of this furry fern that I got from the Dollar Tree this year. And these are leftover from a previous project. I'm just hot gluing 2 pieces in the center, and as you see, I'm kind of pointing them up just a little bit so it fills up that bottom of the Christmas tree. And then on top of that, I will be cutting to size and hot gluing the other pieces that come in that same fern bundle. And these pieces are not flat, they're rounded, so it will give the greenery lots of volume. On top of that, I'm just grabbing some berries that I got at the Dollar Tree, snipping off little portions and just putting them towards the center of my little greenery. And then on top of that, I'm grabbing the bow that came with my little ornament and just hot gluing it to the center of the little berries. Now I'm just grabbing my Let It Snow ornament and hot gluing towards the top of the Christmas tree. Now I'm grabbing some greenery, and this greenery is from the fern that we cut to size a little earlier, and I'm just hot gluing it towards the center of my little ornament. And then on top of that, I'm grabbing a little bundle of berries that fell off of my little berry stem and hot gluing those to the center of the greenery on my little ornament. And for the stem, once again, I'm grabbing a napkin ring from the Dollar Tree, wrapping it in some cotton, and hot gluing it to the bottom of my Christmas tree. To start, I'm going to give my frame 2 coats of white Rust-Oleum chalk paint, and then after it dries, I'm grabbing this beautiful ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and it's a burlap ribbon that has a little lacing in the middle of it, and it's really, really beautiful and elegant. I'm going to cut off a piece, and I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom of my little Christmas tree, and I'm going to offset it about 1/2 inch from the bottom, and then just hot glue it in place in the back of the frame. Now I'm grabbing a jute cord, wrapping it around my fingers a few times, and making a simple bow. I'm hot gluing the bow to the top of my little Christmas tree, and then I'm grabbing these little roses. I got these at Michael's on clearance, and I'm going to be using the ivory one just because it's a little lighter and it's going to look really nice against the jute cord. For the stem, I'm going to be using a napkin ring from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to first hot glue it to the bottom of my little Christmas tree. Then I'm just grabbing some jute cord, and I'm going to hot glue it and wrap it all around the stem. I'm going to start by giving my picture frame 2 coats of white Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white, and then I'm going to move on to this pink blush pearl by Craft Smart. This is one of my favorite colors when I'm doing something elegant, and I'm just giving the front of my Christmas tree 1 coat of this paint. Next, I'm going to decoupage a doily that I got at the Dollar Tree, and you can find these in a set of 2 in the kitchen area. So the next step here is to put some Mod Podge on top of my Christmas tree form, then put the doily on top and just center it how you like it. And then I'm going to put more Mod Podge on top to seal the doily onto my little Christmas tree and let it dry for 2 hours. Now that my Mod Podge is dry, I'm just going along the edges of the sides of the Christmas tree and cutting off my doily on the sides. And I Mod Podge my doily in a way that when I cut off the sides, it's just going to work in really nicely with the bottom. For the bow, I'm using a very beautiful satin ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and it's like a mauve pink. It's a very beautiful color, and I'm just putting it together with some hot glue, then grabbing another piece of ribbon and covering that front of my little bow. And then I'm going to cut the sides and cinch the edges. Please use caution when doing this. I'm using a lighter I got at the Dollar Tree for this. And I'm just very, very quickly singeing the edges so it doesn't fray. Then hot gluing the bow to the top of the Christmas tree. Next, I'm just adding a little pearl. And this one is the 14mm pearl. And it's the biggest one that the Dollar Tree carries. For the stump of this Christmas tree, I will be using this candle holder from the Dollar Tree and give it 2 coats of white Rust-Oleum chalk paint. Next, I'm just hot gluing it to the Christmas tree. So I thought I was finished with this project, but I just felt like it was missing something. So I went back and I'm just using some adhesive spray, and I'm using both fine and the bigger grains of the sparkles and just lightly dusting the Christmas tree with the sparkles. And I absolutely love how it turned out. It is so super sweet. did you guys think of my white Christmas DIYs? I thought they turned out very elegant and beautiful. As always, let me know down below which one was your favorite. And don't forget to check out the playlist so you can see what the other participants in this collaboration also made. I cannot wait to watch everyone's video. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the little bell, and of course, the thumbs up. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.